Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of our legendary Dwarf campaign in Total War Warhammer. This is the Strategy Professor. This is going to be episode 7. I rewatched part of that last episode and I just wanted to say I'm sorry for calling Warhammer Warcraft about halfway through the episode. I know that might be, very offensive to a lot of you guys. My buddies have just been trying to get me back into WoW and I'm just not really biting. But I won't talk about other games that much. But I'm just saying, I went back and read that, and I was like, that's probably, might anger some Warhammer fans. So I apologize for that. Warhammer was, of course, the great franchise that I was referencing with Shadow of the Horned Rat back from the mid-90s in the last episode. So I just wanted to correct that and just, recognize and hope that you can forgive me for that trespass. Okay, let's get back in this. So we just won a major fight that was quite challenging. We had all melee. They had some melee range and some other stuff, and it was 7 versus 8. And they're just like all unbreakable, basically. But somehow we pulled it off. So, Root Marcher. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and combine a few units here. I think that's fine for this fight. We did kill their lord though, so a bunch of them got away. You guys have noticed by now, you just can't run anything down as the dwarves until you get gyrocopters, probably, which is a tier 5 unit. So that you can't run anything down till like turn 80 or something. But we were able to get their general, so I think we should be able to auto-resolve this. Just go ahead.
Let us settle this.
Yeah, because I have the Lord, and he does so much damage, and just has such high armor that them not having a Lord is a major disadvantage. So we're just going to auto-resolve this. And he shouldn't be able to run a second time. I mean, we might have another runner. I hope not. What is this? Huh. Oh, wow. That's actually going to be... It's not as relevant right now. Once we start facing vampire counts or corruption, like having that extra 30% magic resistance is going to be pretty useful. So I'll go ahead and throw that on this guy, actually, before I forget. Okay, cash, as usual. Oh my gosh. Well, we got ourselves a runner. So, I mean, because I have the movement speed still, this is not the worst thing in the world, because the experience is based on how many battles you win, I'm pretty sure. Or at least that's a large component of your experience. So, fighting multiple battles here just gives me more experience, more items, maybe a little bit more gold, although not a lot more, I don't think. Nevertheless, I'm not as annoyed as I would be, just because I can still get him this turn. Because if I don't get him, then he's going to have 4 more fresh units next turn. Like, it doesn't stop just because you engaged him. Like, the recruitment doesn't stop. They always engage, or 6 more units. I'm sorry, 6 more units, not 4. So, needless to say, if they got another 6 units and a new lord on top of that, so if they just start fresh with 7 units, like,
for war.
I mean, I can probably deal with it, but it's certainly not going to make my life easy. So let's just go ahead. Get in here. It's just archers, guys. Come on. Okay. So he fell down. I see him visually dying, so he's done. Sometimes they do that on the screen. They'll just die in front of you, and you just know. But then sometimes they only do it on the campaign map. So, oh. Okay, so it gives you a little bit of speed. But the problem is, orcs start with such a low base speed to begin with. I mean, 15% of 30 is whatever, 4 or something. So 4.5. So, I mean, that's still not going to be that relevant, I don't think. Although, I will just go ahead and give it to this guy for now, because I don't think the magic is going to be relevant at all until later. So, let's go ahead and do that. Get a cash. Alright, got our extra 500 gold. A little bit of speed. Settled one of the grudges. That was meeting one of these objective criteria that we discussed a while ago. I think we had to get 8 or something. What's that? Yeah, so that gives us 1 more. So that's good. Drops the public order to -4. So...
Summon me if you dare.
Okay, let's think about how we want to position. We have a few more movement. So the most likely place I'll go is right here, so I can recruit. So go here, I can recruit. I'm starting to get a little bit of extra breathing room with my cash here. So go ahead and do that.
On to glory for the ancestors.
I'm going to get rid of this miner, I think, because I don't want to pay for him, and he's already so hurt. Just save a little bit of extra cash. And quarrelers. So now we can get our range, so now we just won't have a goofy all melee composition going on here. So that's really good. Okay, so I have a couple of options here. So we've got 3 or 4 turns. Now I could also get this public order bonus here and buy even more turns. So potentially I could buy us, how much am I getting for an army bonus? I'm getting 8 for military crackdown, 1 for military presence, so not much for presence. But that crackdown is going to decay over time once again, so if I go -2, I don't really want to do all the math right now, but I think it would buy me at least an extra 5 turns if I want to leave this province and say go do that quest battle. So
For the wisdom of Valea.
I could do 4 turns of recruiting, and then that should give me 19 units or so. Run over here, do this quest battle, and then I can
My axe thirsts for war.
I have to choose with this guy whether I want to try to pursue this and take this, or whether I want to come over here and try to deal with this. Now the question is this going to be a lost cause? Because the border princes just declared war last turn. They're kind of facing this way, so it's, you know, I don't know if they're facing any indication of what their intentions are, but if I try to, like I said, I want to get this so that these guys can't get it. They're starting to get enough of an army to go get it, though, honestly. So they could potentially just get this next turn. The border princes could get it next turn. Either one of these can wipe this out, because I don't think there's an army there. I don't have vision of it. There might be an army there. But if I try to race over here and take this area, let me write down the time here. I think I started it probably 5 minutes ago. So, okay. Then this is going to be a waste of a move. So if I just run over here and try to take this area really quickly, I'm going to be out of position, first of all. So I'm going to be further away from our province, and I could get in trouble if I run into a bunch of armies over here. But also it could just be a waste of time, because purple can kill him, Barak Var, and these guys can kill him too. So I think it's highly probable that someone else is going to get this province. Or if they don't, that there's a very intimidating orc army sitting there that's holding it. So, because I think both of these guys are in movement range. This is certainly in movement range, and this might be. I'm not sure about this terrain here. But, so all of this, what does this mean? This means that I think I'm better served just moving through this orc territory and trying to claim like this. But we're trying to claim this area. I can't take this unless I have 2 armies. So I think just moving over here, getting this territory. Heck, I might even be able to hand off units. I think this actually is sounding pretty appealing. So as this guy passes through, kills this guy keeps recruiting. Then I can just like hand off 6 units or so and just go over here and do this quest battle, and then this guy can sit here and just keep recruiting. Alternatively, next turn I could come down here, and this might be appealing too. We're going to be delaying the quest battle again if we do this, but I could come down here, we could take out this place, or, okay, so I can come down here, I'll have 7 units. I can take the underway over here to like right here, then I can still recruit for a turn because this is my property. I'm not going to take attrition because dwarves don't take attrition in mountain stuff, I don't believe. So, well, if I burrow under, I'm not going to be able to recruit. I just remembered that. So I could burrow under, I'll only have 7 units, take this, The next turn, when I take it, I can recruit, get 3 more units, burrow under right here, and then if this person's in the area, then I can come down here and we can double team this, and then we can go up and do this quest battle. And then that'll give us this province. It'll really slow down the greenskins. The problems with that is it could open us up to a flank here. We really don't have a lot of defense here, although as I said last time, I think the Border Princes and Barak Var are providing a nice little shield. But I like the second option that I just discussed, because the quest battle is really good and I do want to do it, of course, but it doesn't really affect other factions. If I get this property, and it's gonna hurt the greenskins, so not only do I benefit, but it hurts my main rival right now. So I think that's what I want to do. So to maximum efficiency here, I want to walk down here and see if I can just take this or sack it or something, just so that, you know, I'm just not wasting time waiting on this. I guess the alternative would be I could run over here as fast as I can. Maybe this is a better play. So I could run over here as fast as I can, put myself in a position to take this next turn if no one else does. You know, and if it's a waste of time, one of these other factions takes it, whatever, because this guy's going to take a few turns anyways to prep up. So these are my two options. Like, I can come over here, try to take this really quickly, or I could come down here and perhaps sack or take this, but this is much, much more risky. I mean, we know the greenskins aren't here, right? Because they're just not. We don't see them. So there's a high probability they're in this area. So there could be a lot of armies fighting in here, and they could just take a break from fighting each other just to come and tag team me. So I think I'm going to run up here and just join into the Dot Kara sweepstakes and just see who gets this. Because I think acquiring that area is the best thing for me right now, if I can get it. I doubt I'm going to get it, but okay. So this, of course, was quite dangerous because I used my entire movement. So if there was like 220 stacks sitting right there, it'd be huge. But I've been beating up on these guys pretty well, taking their property. So I was pretty confident that wasn't going to happen. So, okay, that's our move there. We've got our move here. We're recruiting stuff. So we've got one more turn on tech. I think this is a new turn in terms of diplomacy, so let's go ahead and take a look here.
Aye. Let's hear what you have to say. We'll hear it.
Okay, sweet. Look at that. So we got the Confederation. Should have asked for money, probably, but it just took one more turn and we have the Confederation. So this is going to change up the calculus a little bit here. So I probably should have checked that before I actually moved, but the move that I made was actually the best move for that particular turn of events. So now we get visual range of Carrick-Hearn. You see I have this Confederation penalty of dwarves, -35. So it's a pretty large penalty. Dwarves are not happy about this. So
You may speak before my shield bearers and on the oath stone.
okay, so he's, you know, obviously not happy about that. It doesn't affect other factions, so it's only dwarves. So now I can actually trade with the Empire because I've got the sea route that's connected with them. So we've got a non-aggression, we've got neutral.
The Celestial College implores that I hear you. I remain unconvinced.
So I would only get 172 for now, although I'm going to acquire a bunch more trade resources soon. Like, I've got dyes here, and then I've got furs, really easy to access. I'm probably going to get some logs in the next turn or two, so let me just see. I'm not going to spend as much time here as I have been on this stuff, but diplomacy. But as I've said before, it's really important to, you know, try to leverage diplomacy as much as you can. Let's see how they like 2,000. They don't like it. Remember, if they start from low, it's probably not going to happen, but we're just going to see the limits here. So 10,000 is moderate. That's obviously way too much. Let's see. 7,000. Moderate. 3,000. Low. Okay, I don't want to pay 3,000 for 172 right now, even though, like I said, I'm going to get more resources. It's just not really worth my time right now. And they could get really mad at me and just not want to do trading at all here in a couple of turns. So I'm just going to pass on that. I just kind of wanted to feel the water a little bit, just kind of see what was possible there.
Dwarves, I hope we can strike some petty grievances from that book you hold so dear.
Okay, I'm just going to check again, see if he wants to pay me for that war. He doesn't. These guys, we found them, and they're kind of neutral with me. Let's see what they have going on. So they're at war with top knots. So am I. So can't buy any wars from them. Red Fangs were thinking about peace. Not anymore. I'm not doing peace with Greenskins. I want to take their stuff. Okay, they don't want to do it. Okay. Top knots. Oh, they're actually rank 2. Wow. So these guys are getting very dangerous down here in the south. And this is a savage orc tribe also. I mean, it says it right there. But that means they get a lot of savage orcs. And those are... I think they're a lot better than normal orcs versus dwarves in particular, because they have a lot more armor piercing and a lot better chance to hit. So that negates dwarven armor and dwarven defense to some extent. So they're a very dangerous faction to mess with, especially if they're gaining territory down here and consolidating. This is a problem. So if I can end a fight with them, I'd be happy, but not happening. Got everything I can do with the border princes. I mean,
I am ready to parley.
no, they don't want military access or anything. So okay, I think that's it for diplomacy. So just a couple minutes there. All right. So you see these modifiers up here. So I have a -3, and I've got -5 with dwarf realms, or +5 with dwarf realms because of my grudge. But then I get -8 total all, or total overall public order, -8, -40 with dwarf realms. You saw it was -35 in diplomacy. That's because I have this 5 over here to cancel it out. And then yeah, that's what it is. So what does this mean? How does this affect us? So this is 2 turns. We're going to get a rebellion, and it's going to happen in the capital region, so right here. And then here, 2 turns. So this plan that we just had of coming down here and tag teaming this probably just went out the window. So now it's going to be, we beat a rebellion and just hold out for 8 turns. We might also... we might be able to throw this up and go over here and take this for a couple turns. I doubt it. I think we're just pretty much going to be mustering and just beating back rebellions constantly over the next few turns. So, you know, it slows us down on our progress over here, but it gives us this all-important port and strategic position here. So now check this out, because I just gained... what is this? Oh, those are dwarves. Huh, this is... There's only 3 of them, but that's pretty aggressive. I think they just burrowed in from over here to here, right in the dude's property. So, okay. But anyways, because I just took over this faction, then I get to move their army too, like the very first turn that I get it here. So when you first hire a lord, then you can't move him on the first turn, but because this guy's already been in play and I just gained control of him, then I can move him. So I can actually take this territory right now. Possibilities. Okay, look, what is he spec'd into? Okay, good. So they didn't spec something stupid. A lot of times when you get a general through some of these alliances, or I shouldn't say stupid, I'll just say inefficient. We try to be polite in this channel as much as possible. We'll try to be polite and considerate as much as we can. But anyways, he got Inspiring Presence. That's fine. I would like Root Marcher, but you know, we definitely want to go down this tree most of the time, so that's fine. Did he have any magic items? Let me see. Nope. Does he want any magic items? We don't have any extra, so... yeah, nothing to see here. Okay. Oh, he's honorable. Oh my gosh, did I actually get a good trait? Yes. Finally. Okay. Let's quit playing around and just go take this. Whoa, what? Where? Why is it giving me unfavorable? So I have 8 units. Level 2 Lord. These guys, even though I just acquired them, they still get all the bonuses of all my other dwarves. So because they acquire all of my technology, we still have really high melee attack and defense because of how we've spec'd our skill tree and what we've done with our technologies. So they get all of those bonuses. I really don't understand why they're giving me such low odds here. I mean, what am I not seeing? Because last turn it gave me about 50-50 odds up there, and I had miners that are technically a worse unit than these. At least I think the computer would consider them a worse unit. And I only had a level 1 dwarf, and I was facing much more advanced units. I had those wolf riders, wolf archers, savage orcs, and they gave me about 50-50 on a 7v8. So this time I outnumber them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so this time I'm the 8 stack. And, you know, half of their force are just these little goblins instead of the wolf riders, which are much more dangerous. Maybe they're just giving this guy a lot of credit. I mean, he did completely obliterate me 1v1, so that might be it. I don't have any ranged units to really hurt him, but I think if my dwarves just totally surround him and my general gets in there and surrounds him, I can probably win this. I don't understand, is this guy really that powerful? Like, all he's got is the leadership bonus, just like me. You can tell if you hover over their rank, you can see how they distribute their skills like this. Because I see battle skills, I know what that is because I know the orc tree, so it's just that leadership thing, the same as the dwarves, I'm pretty sure. But if you see something that's like, you know, just a ton of campaign skills, that means he's going to be really weak in battle. If you see the battle skills, that means that all of his troops are going to be strong. And if you see character skills, that means he's going to be a really strong one-on-one duelist. So that can give you a little bit of intel on how the fight might go if you pay attention to that. Okay, I'm going to fight it. I'm always a little hesitant. I just want to consider stuff carefully. You know, once again, not only to give you guys the best information possible, but just because I don't want to die and embarrass myself in this campaign. If I can at all help it, I would really like to win. So I really don't want to make a careless mistake like I did when I was tired last night. So in terms of getting ambushed and losing a lord and it costing me 825 bucks and hurting my positioning a little bit and all kinds of other bad things. So I really don't want to make mistakes like that often. It didn't hurt me that bad, but, you know, in that instance, but it definitely could be, you know, something like that could be campaign breaking. Okay, so if they would like to fight me, I would love to fight them on this hill right here, if they'll have that. I think they're going to make me come to them because they have the ranged, but we'll see. So I just want to come up with a big line. Once again, this is all melee, and my goal this time is not to get as clumped. So I don't want, you know, 4 people attacking goblins. It's really hard to break them off. So just throw a couple units in there, and once they commit, then I come around and flank. So let's see if we can execute that a little bit better this time. This guy's like lost or something. What is he doing? My big guy's in here. Okay, so they are actually looking to play King of the Hill with me. Well, they're running now. How's my vigor looking? Eager nearby. Where's... Oh, fresh. Okay. Okay, so it says on high ground. You see that modifier? Or it says eager on high ground, so I know it's giving me something. But I can't see the tab there. Okay. So I'm trying to think. I guess I want... They're not quite in... Oh yeah, they're in range now. Okay, well we're going.
Ancestor gods! Dwarf warriors! For the ancestor gods! Dwarf warriors! Plow through!
So they're trying to flank me over here.
Blood! Dwarf warriors! Killers! I! Move now! Yes!
This one's hard to see from some angles. Okay, so... Gonna flank him. Actually, let me go ahead and just break this up. And these guys... It's just...
Swap those dwarven legs! Nothing can stop us!
Once again, I don't mind these goblins shooting at me. That's fine, because they're going to hit their own guys also, and I have way more armor than they do. So they just barely tickle me. I mean, I assume the AI still has friendly fire, just like I do. So we've got a pretty good surround on them, if you see. All this stuff is doing pretty well. I mean, they've kind of got me surrounded here. I think we're doing pretty well. Once we break this, we should be able to come in and flank. We've got their lord covered here, but he's just beating the crap out of us. In fact, let's go ahead and get off of him because he's just way too strong.
Nothing can stop us! Move now! Go! Range far! Range fast! Yes! Yes! Ready to strike!
Get in there, guys. God, these freaking goblins, like, how do they hold this for so long? Okay, so we're getting in, now we're getting even more of a surround on him. So this guy's just gonna kill 1 million people. Like, that's just all there is to it.
Muster the
Okay.
throng!
So I'm gonna go ahead and send my lord over there to put some damage on him. Okay, break them, I guess. I don't understand how these goblins hold up so well.
Go! Vengeance! Dwarf warriors!
Once again, I'm not going to be able to run them down, so I'm just not even going to try. It's just a waste. And they really, as you see, they're just hitting me in the back like over and over again. It's just doing like no damage. So I'm not that worried about it. These guys are rallying. I don't really care. I guess, well, fine. Fine. Let's fight them.
We have scores to settle! It is a reckoning!
Like, they're holding with almost no units. Incredible.
Dwarf warriors! Let the
Okay.
vengeance begin!
I'm here. These guys are rallied, so get over here.
Dwarf warriors!
So we're just going to scare them a little bit here. Why not? We'll just run them down. Everything over here looks like it's about to break for them. I mean, they're just archers, so we might be able to run them down. What the? I don't think I dead. Now, he is in town, so I think he's going to die anyways, but I just want to make sure there's... Just minimize the shenanigans here. So it was giving me about a 30% chance to win, and that just didn't make any sense. Like, the fight was very similar to what I just did, with a 50% favor. And, I was actually even more advantaged this time, so... I don't know. I mean, they disadvantage the dwarves quite a lot in auto-resolve, I've noticed. They really disrespect the dwarves, which, I mean, that's not uncommon. I think a lot of people disrespect the dwarves. It's like these little short, stout guys with beards. You know, in all honesty, I was never been a huge dwarf fan, not outright hostile towards them. But as I started to play them more, you know, I read into their lore a little bit, through these little quests that we get, and just some of the fun stuff they say on the battlefield, like, you know, do you take me for a Wazak, whatever that is, and all this stuff. You know, they're kind of fun. I like them. I've come to appreciate the dwarves. They're endearing. So even though you're never gonna run anyone down, hardly. Let's go ahead. know, I'm getting a couple of these archers. I see a couple of bodies, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm seeing some swings here. Okay. So, whatever. So we got a couple of kills there. That's fine. We got the Lord, got some kills. It's calling it a close victory. It looked like a stomp to me. Let's see. And we doubled him up. Just about. Now, whenever you get something that's designated Pyrrhic, close, or heroic, or decisive victory, things like that, that determines how much bonus experience you get at the end of it. So, the more decisive victories you get, the more bonus XP you get at the end. So, if you're having a lot of close victories or Pyrrhic victories, you're not going to get as much experience. So, that's just also a mechanic that it's not really that clear that could be useful to know. You're probably not going to make your decision on whether to fight something based on, you know, what kind of bonus XP you're going to get. You just want to know if you're going to win and be in a decent position after you win type of thing. But it's not, I don't know how useful it is from a strategy perspective, but it's just good to understand. Okay. This must have some decent buildings in it. Okay, so I'll just check again here to see if it's worth it. So 1137. I'm going to occupy.
Agreed.
Okay, we got our vengeance there, so we got 500 for that grudge. Because remember this dude who killed my general ran away a bunch? That was him right there, apparently, so we killed him. Another grudge off the list. Got the whole province. Killed this guy. Melee defense, magic resist, that's pretty good.
Thirsts for war.
Alright, Axe Lord. Actually, this guy does not. Well, the other guy that I fought with didn't have Axe Lord also. So, the only person who has a high-level Axe Lord, I think, is Thorgrim. And he's still out of commission for a few turns, I believe. Okay, so what did this building have? Let's see. Was it Barak Dog? Is that what it was? Or Dak Karaz? Okay, so it just had one of these buildings. It was going to give me 1100, so if I sell this thing, it's only 600. Although I don't think I want to sell it because once again, you can max out that building on one of these subsidiary buildings here. You don't have to do it in your main town. Whereas to get something like, you know, these engineering halls so that you can get awesome explosives and organ guns and stuff like that, or, you know, this so that you can get, you know, gyrocopters and all that stuff. Those take up precious slots. So I think I'm going to want to sell this and develop this over here. So that saves me 300 from not having to tear down and build another one. So I get this one for free, which is 900. And then 300 is about 1200 worth of gold. And then I don't have to repair this, which would have probably been at least another 400. So that's 1600 effective cash that I earned by occupying it instead of looting it and occupying it. So plus it's a little less stress on the public order. I mean, I don't mind that as much. I wouldn't mind a rebellion next turn, but so far occupy looks like the winning formula. It's just kind of your default if you're trying to expand a lot, which you should be. Okay, so gotta knock that down a peg. Well, yeah, we'll knock that down a peg. We'll go ahead and do that. Ooh. So this has salt, I think, yes. Which is tradable. But you'll notice this too. If you get some resources on some nodes, not only will you be able to build the resources, but you'll be able to get special buildings sometimes with the Dwarf. So this gives me +3 for black powder and fire-based units. So I'm not 100% sure what all that means, but I think that almost certainly means thunders. I think it probably means cannons, because both of those use powder. So they would cost less, which recruitment cost isn't the biggest thing in the world. Once you start getting to a number like 20%, that can be pretty relevant if you're hiring a lot of these things. And then +3 on the units, which is pretty good. It's almost like +3 damage. I think they get 1 damage per unit up, and I don't know what the cannons get for experience. Probably more damage, so that's a pretty nice building. So I will almost certainly build it because it's in a secondary town also, so it's not going to be taking up an important slot. Usually, the secondary towns you just want like growth, money, and then you kind of have the third slot is just free if you want to upgrade it to tier 3 for something. But this will definitely be something to consider. Also, fire units. That's obviously speaking to Iron Drakes, I think. But I wonder if gyrocopters are also considered black powder. I don't know. I'll have to research that and get back to you guys. I'm really not sure what the answer to that would be. Because obviously they fire stuff. But I mean, I know they're trying to be lore here, like you use salt to make black powder and all this, but it would be cool if it was just a little bit more like explicit. Like you could just at the very bottom, like right under unit experience, you could just put up these little icons like of whatever unit that affected, and that would make it a little bit more transparent. Like I love this game, as you can obviously tell the way that I talk about it in stream. It's very well designed strategy. It's one of the best strategy games that I've seen in a long time. But it's just the transparency of some of these stats, of some of these systems like armor, melee hit, bonuses to black powder units. Like if you don't know all the options at your disposal, I think that diminishes the strength of the strategy, because then you're just kind of doing guesswork and you don't know what an optimal, what would be an optimal in a certain situation. So it's cool. It adds a lot of mystique to it. It's got some great lore to it. But I think just adding in just those little icons are just a little bit more of an explanation. Like you don't need to throw an algorithm up on armor or something, but just a little bit, you could even do what I did in one of those videos and just say just what some basic benchmarks of. You could say if a unit has basically the same amount of armor as the damage that's incoming, it'll block 50%. If they have twice as much armor as the damage coming in, it's going to block 75%. If they have half the armor as the damage coming in, it's going to block 25%. Like I think they could do something like that in a tooltip and still keep it relatively simple, and at the same time just give a lot more information for people who are looking to play the top end, play as well as they can be. And that should be everybody, right? Like, I mean, there's some merit to just playing for fun, mindless or whatever, but I think you can still have fun and, play in an optimal way. So anyways, we'll keep that in mind. It's not affecting anything right now, but it's just something that I noticed. So, oh, hold on. So this is going to have to be level 2 before I can upgrade this, and I need to get quarrelers, I think, in both of these armies. So that's all melee. And this guy definitely needs some more quarrelers. So I think I'm going to hang on to this building, although it looks kind of goofy. Now I guess, hold on, well, is this going to be worth it? So what I could do is get rid of this for now, and then put it back in later when I want to sub this out, when I want to go for tier 3. And I'm going to lose $3 or 30 off the transition, but if I were to put like something like this in there, I'd get a little bit more money, or this especially, I would get growth, and I desperately need growth. So, and I'm going to need a salt thing here eventually, which means if I want a growth and money in the same place, I would have to boost this up to tier 3, which is a lot of growth that I probably want to put over here anyways, because I think I want this salt thing. So it would be more useful if I put this clan barracks on a in a town that doesn't have an alternative resource that's useful. So like this has furs, but that takes the place of the growth slot, and it doesn't give you any extra buildings. So let me see, what's the safest place? So Barak Dawazbag is going to be the safest later in the game when the threats are going to come from this way. So this would be the place I'd probably want to build up with. Yeah, this place is a place I would want to build up with an important building like this, because it's the least likely to get sacked. So let's wait on this. Let's just go ahead and knock this out. Let's try to get some growth going now that we control the whole province. The ship thing, the wharf, gives some growth. Okay, so that's kind of the decision making. So we'll keep this now just because we want quarrelers, and because we want to be able to put salt in this place later without having to build it to a tier 3 unit. So, okay, let's go ahead and see my gold per turn now is starting to really decline because I just acquired another army from that acquisition. From that confederation. But now I can use this army to come and like take this place maybe? I don't know. Or I can just move over here. I don't know. I've got some options. So I might just leave it as 8 for now. I think I want at least a couple of quarrelers just in case something comes to fight me. How much are they per turn upkeep? 166. Let's just go ahead and get 3. I just really want to maximize the recruitment capacity here. Just really mass up so I can make a push on some of these things. Okay. Alright, I already did that with this place. We're massing up over here. Got all this going. Got the tech. Okay, no buildings over here yet, I don't believe. No. No, we're just kind of waiting on growth. Maybe a couple more turns. Once your empire starts getting a little bigger, you can actually click on this tab and you can click on each army just to kind of see what's going on. Thorgrim's coming back in 1 turn. I could use him to replace a low-ranking lord. Or I could just get a 4th army. Although I don't think I can afford a 4th army right now. But I could put like Thorgrim over here or something, because this guy's got a bad trait. He's spurned. So, oh, he actually gets extra leadership for that. I think last episode I thought he lost leadership for that. Okay, so Blood River, nothing, nothing, and nothing. Okay. I did all the diplomacy already, I believe. Oh. See, sometimes it tells you if you're going to forget things like that. So I get a new commandment here. It's growth. I need growth more than anything. So I'm not building any buildings. You always want to switch over to Masters of Steel and Stone if you're about to build some large buildings, because it saves you 10%. Or if you really need to mass up and recruit a lot of units pretty quickly, you could do local recruitment. So back over here where I was worried about being able to recruit enough units in time, if I thought I had enough, I probably could have done this and gotten a couple extra units, but I would have lost, 30 growth from that. So ultimately, I think I made the right choice, but that's another option if you're just scared that you're going to get overwhelmed by an approaching enemy. Okay. Oh, we need to actually put some on here, so growth. Especially you want a lot of growth in these places where it's going to be a major military hub where you need to get your primary facility up to at least rank 4, if not rank 5. And this, as I described in the last episode, is going to be a primary military hub because we're going to be fighting chaos right here most likely, 60 turns down the line. So this is probably also going to be a pretty big military hub just because it gets a head start on stuff. So we'll probably coordinate, like maybe I can do gyrocopters here, and then over here I can do like the highly upgraded infantry units or just something like that. So we'll try to coordinate it so you can get a little bit of different units from these different regions since they're right next door. But anyways, let's go ahead and move along here. Okay, so he's continuing on south. He's marching the whole world to go fight these orcs. He hates them that much. So, once again, I don't want him taking any property down there because that means I can't take that property without fighting
A strategic overview can be useful in such uncertain times, sire.
Oh, so the greenskins are able to take on the scabby eye. Okay, another choir master, public order. Okay, mind dispute. So, where's Karakirn? Dang it, I can't scroll and see. I think this is the place that, this is the name of the province or town where we get that legendary lord, Ungrim Iron Fist, I think was his name. The guy with the mohawk, that's really cool. So, I really want to be friends to confederate with them eventually. So, I don't really make that much money. I don't even think I own a gold mine right now. And I don't have any iron and I don't have any stone quarries, so that doesn't do anything for me. This gives me diplomatic relationships with someone that I think is important. I'm not 100%, but I think this is a very important faction to be friends with. So, what? Let me look up here in a second. This looks bad. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Where's this? Okay, rebellion's coming up, a couple places, fine. What is strategic overview? I think it's just this map, right? Yeah. Okay, so we've already talked about that. So, did they take this town? Kara Kadreen. Why is the green encroaching over here? It looks like this is green right now. Like green skin territory. Because the green on the map is the green skin territory. So you can see that this is a problem. And I'm blue. So you can see how this is kind of a problem. But Mount Gunbad. What is this? Ikran. What is this little horse-looking thing here? Dragon. Ikrunt. So, I know that if I get this, it has a gold mine in it that's like crazy. A strategic location, yes. So you get like, it's something insane, like 4,000 gold a turn. No, not that much. It's like 1,500 gold a turn. It was a lot if you built this special mine, and it's only in this place. So you want to get Mount Gunbad as fast as possible. Anyways, I don't think that's very significant right now. Okay, so we just finished Dwarven Resolve. Do we want interlocking shields or do we want level missile weapons? Or levy missile weapons? I think you want interlocking shields. We've already talked about that. But we will get those missile weapons here in a second. So let me go ahead and level this guy up. Axe Lord. Okay, so I'm down to 629 per turn now that I've hired these quarrelers. So I definitely cannot afford a 4th army right now. So let's go ahead and replace this guy. Like I said, I don't think he's going to get a bad trait for that, but I need to get Thorgrim going again.
Time for a reckoning.
Okay, so he didn't get a bad trait for getting wounded either, because that would happen a lot in Attila. So he got Aggressor though, which is nice. So he gets extra public order for concurrent wars. So we're going to go ahead and give him a Choir Master. How is it? I don't know, but I've given him that. I'm giving him all the good stuff. It's just such a dearth of items here. It's like... It's going to make me happy when I do the Greenskin campaign and everyone's just like decked out. But then I'm going to have like no ranged units and be like, how the heck do I deal with these huge monsters at the end of the game? I think, well, you know, that'll be discussed more in the Greenskin campaign. But anyways, okay, so let's go ahead and hire some more.
I agree.
Alright, so that is just about going to put me in the red. So I have to use these armies. So I'm almost certainly going to use this army to come over here and take out these greenskins. In fact, I have more movement right now. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Yeah, so they confederated, but they have no army, they have no territory, they don't have anything. So I'm going to go ahead and confederate and take this. These guys might take it or fight me for it, but whatever. I just want to wipe them out. Okay.
Summon me if you dare.
Oh, this is a new turn. That's why, of course, I have new movement. It's a new turn.
Retake the realm.
Well, so the deal was I was supposed to drop down here and with 7, I would only have 7 units try to take this. Karag, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna get 2 hurt. I want 10 units. So
My axe thirsts for war.
okay, so if this guy's gonna go down here and fight this, that means someone needs to be here to fight this rebellion. So I think
Moving.
let's go here. Oh crap! Oh, rookie mistake, guys. I mean, it's not game breaking, but it's certainly not good. So I moved. Always check your your stance first. I moved with March, and even though I didn't move past, I didn't take advantage of the extra movement speed of March, I didn't go further than 50% to get the bonus, it still is not going to let me recruit anything because I marched like, 2 feet over here. So just always watch your stance. So since he's not recruiting, I could recruit with this guy. But, we're going to be very close to the red next turn, so it's probably best that I just don't even recruit. Okay, so I think all that's good. How are we looking on buildings here? One more turn. I think we can build this. So that's 3,200. Now if I take off the growth, I'll be getting 64 next turn. So that would put me at 291. Because if I can switch over to the construction decree, then I'll save 10%, which is huge. I mean, it's 320 bucks. That's a lot of money right now. But the problem with that is I won't get it next turn if I do that. And I think it's more important that I actually start this as soon as I can. So, just so I can get some of these gunners and the cannons. I mean, the cannons are huge. So, and the gunners. I mean, this is a pretty big power spike when you get this building. So, I can't do it this turn because I'm not going to have the growth. But then the next turn when I want this gunsmith forge, this might have been as part of my quest objectives was to get a gunsmith forge. So we might meet an objective there. But anyways, so I can save 450 bucks next turn. Or once this finishes, I can save it, which I guess is 4 turns. But I can't do it right now or I won't be able to start it next turn. So if you don't understand any of that, just don't worry about it. I'm just going to stay the course on that. Okay, so now we've got an open slot here. So the question is, do we go growth or do we go money? We obviously really need money right now. But that money is pretty crappy. It's just 100 bucks a turn in trade rather than straight cash. And I think growth is more important because there's so many things that I want to grow here to get money and even more growth. I think growth is the place to be. This is going to give me about 30% more growth, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and look at these things. Thorgrim can't move. This guy can move a little bit more if I want to, but I don't think I do. Towns. Alright, we got that going. Got that going. Got that going. So let me go ahead and do some diplomacy here. So we got 10 minutes left.
What is your message?
The dwarves are all going to be mad
Clans
at me right
Dwarf?
now while I've got that debuff, so let's just not even mess with them. Alright, now we can do a trade agreement again. They are deteriorating. Why are they mad at me? Oh, I'm great power now. So now I've got a negative 20 modifier because I'm rank 7 because I acquired this new territory. So, as I said kind of early in the series, it gets really hard to do trade deals and lots of diplomacy as the campaign unfolds because you get stronger and stronger if you're doing well, which means that people are just going to not want to deal with you. But let's just...
You approach us in difficult days, Dwarf.
He's not going to do it. Okay. This guy's not as mad. See, he doesn't care about great power as much. Some factions care about it more than others. So maybe I should be
Greetings
friendly
on
with this
behalf
guy.
of the Empire. Now,
I mean-
what brings you here with a sheathed blade?
He's gonna get wiped out, but I can't even trade with him. No, it's not worth it. Is he at war with anyone? Yeah, it's just factions I don't really want to go to war with. So the Bloody Hand. Skull Smashes are at war with Midland. Okay, whatever.
Greetings.
Okay.
We may not be the Empire, but our realm has riches and strength in equal measure.
So they don't want anything else. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for this turn. Yeah. Okay, so these dwarves are particularly angry about my acquisition, so now they're going to go to war with me. That's fine. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. I mean, the border princes might let them run through their lands, but the nearest settlement is going to be here, which is pretty heavily fortified, so I don't know, we'll see. It's certainly not good, but it's not catastrophic either. These guys have a boatload of heroes. What is this? Like, they've already got 3 heroes running around. Okay, so rebellion. Okay, so make sure we move the correct way this time so that we can actually engage these guys. Okay. Should be a crush. Let's see. So slightly higher tech units. One thing that you'll notice is the higher tech your settlement is, I think the higher tech the units in a rebellion are. So that kind of helps keep it a little bit balanced. So I have a bit more tech here, I think. It's just more provinces. I think this is a level 2. So because of that, then I'm going to get a slightly higher rebellion. I think. That's my theory. I've never seen any actual documentation for that. But that's my theory. Why are they giving me such low numbers on this? This is only like 65% or something. I mean, I've got 14. They've got 8. How? Like, these are goblins. They aren't even... Oh, these do have fanatics. So, if you always want to watch night goblins, these little things with the goofy hats, which are odd. I think they're... I mean, they're just so cute. Like, they're fun. But the night goblins can have fanatics, which are these crazy, like, things with spinning, like, steel balls that come flying out of them. And they just can plow right through your infantry and do quite a lot of damage, so you always be careful about them. And these night goblin archers deal poison damage, which basically lowers most of your stats by somewhere between 1/5 and 1/4. So it just is a debuff that makes you a lot less effective in a lot of ways. But they're still goblins. Like, they still have a low melee attack, melee defense, low damage, no armor hardly. So spider riders are great. You'll see me put those to great use in the orc campaign. But for now, I think they're outmatched. I'm gonna fight this. I mean, we could crush it, but the problem is we're gonna be really injured if we do that because we only have, it's only like 60 or 70%. Good on time. So we've got 5 minutes. 4 minutes, I think, roughly. Which is good in the episode here, just maybe a little bit early. And then we'll start off with a fight at the beginning of our next episode just to make sure we get a good fight in there. So, thank you all very much for watching. As always, I appreciate it, and have a wonderful evening.